is UNSC Pelican Echo 216. Can you hear me? This is UNS...
Yo, what's up everyone? Kingspidermancool here, coming at you to talk about the E3 2021 Halo Infinite trailers. I am so hyped about this game, and excited to see that we finally got some Halo Infinite gameplay after about close to a year now. And I'm really happy that we finally got a multiplayer reveal. Let me just tell you that both of these trailers were really awesome, and I can't wait to talk about them with you guys. Like how I did last year, I'm going to be going over what we saw and my thoughts on these trailers. So if you're excited and hyped up, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, so I can bring you more awesome content like this. So without further ado, let's jump straight into this.
And hey everybody, for us, and I hope many of you, Halo has always been about heroism and wonder, about fighting to keep humanity safe against impossible odds in a beautiful and mysterious sci-fi world.
So they open it up with a few words from Joseph Staten, who I think you all probably know by now. He's a big part of the making of Halo, especially during the Bungie era. Anyways, let's actually discuss about what we see here. I think what we're looking at here is some sort of mobile UNSC camp. Not a fully functioning base, just a place where you can meet up with your fellow Marines, stock up on some weapons, and even get on a new vehicle like the Mongoose we see there. I think that little weapon crate right there is probably the place where you can get some other weapons. And all the way over at the center is probably where you can get a new ride and go about your way on Zeta Halo.
This is just one part of the Zeta Halo ring, the largest, most wide open environment we've ever built, and we can't wait for you to explore it.
Alright, let's talk about that banished structure we see all the way over there. It's that banished fortress that we saw in some of the Inside Infinite posts, and now we're seeing it in game and have a much better view of it. It definitely looks interesting, and we can probably get some supplies from the UNSC camp, get a Mongoose, and head our way over there, which would be pretty cool. Taking a look at the bottom, there is a camp holding a small group of enemies, with some grunts, jackals, and a couple of brutes. Looking closely at one of the brutes, I think you can tell that one of them is a brute chieftain, rocking a gravity hammer on his back, which is looking nice. It'll be pretty interesting to see how many options we have when interacting with the UNSC camps, and how many banished camps we can take on nearby. Backing up a few seconds before this, there looks to be some spikes holding up marine armor, and going over to the camp again, you can see some captured marines being held by a generator or something. This is really showing the brutality of the banished, and telling us that, hey, they don't care about anyone but themselves, and that they'll even put up armor as some kind of trophy. This characteristic is something I'm really digging about the Banished. Alright, final thing, looking over all the way in the far distance, there is some sort of base there. Now, I can't really tell if that's a UNSC base or another Banished base. Something that'll be really cool if that was UNSC, is if that Banished fortress and the UNSC base started battling it out. I think something like that can be really immersive and epic. And yeah, that's basically it for this little segment of the trailer. And I thought it was really interesting. I like how they showed off the areas and landmarks you can travel to, and I really think that makes the world more lively, if that makes any sense.
The heart of Halo is Spartan 117, the Master Chief. In the next chapter of the Chief's story, you'll face his greatest challenge yet, but you're not alone in the fight.
Oh, the main batteries are shut down. We're stuck out here. You have one bullet against an entire army. What can you do on your own?
I told you. It's enough.
So I see.
Now we're getting a little tease for some of the story for Infinite. Some people are saying that this cutscene takes place right after the Discover Hope trailer, but I'm not too sure about that because in the Discover Hope trailer, Chief was holding an assault rifle on his back, but in this cutscene he just has a sidekick with one bullet left, so I'm not too sure about that. But who knows, maybe they did some changes with the Discover Hope cutscene. Talking about what we see in the scene so far, the graphics here are looking really sharp. Chief especially is looking sick. I really like how you can see all the detailing and battle scars on his armor. Also, the part when Brohammer asks Chief what are you going to do against an army with a single bullet, and then Chief just proceeds to use that bullet to blow up that fusion coil was awesome. It shows off the heroicness of Chief. Focusing on some of the smaller details when Chief is floating his way through, if you paid attention, whenever he passed by banished bodies, he just shoved them away without any care. But when he passed by marine bodies, he gently moved them aside, kinda showing off his respect and sympathy for them, and that he does care for his fellow UNSC soldiers. In a way, this part was somewhat emotional.
I need you to understand. There's not much time. If you knew how you were going to die, you knew how you were going to die. How would you live your life differently? How would you live your life differently?
Well, this segment of the trailer was indeed interesting, and got me curious on what exactly is happening. Honestly, that cutscene reminded me of the Halo 4 trailer, where Chief was floating around in the forward into dawn. Again, it seems like the cutscene smoothly transitions into gameplay, which is pretty neat. It seems like Chief is still trying to get over what happened to Cortana after Halo 4 and 5, because he's still having flashbacks to some of the things she said to him. I wonder what they're going to do with Cortana in this game.
What happened? Where is Cortana?
The rogue AI known as Cortana is gone. She's been deleted.
How? By you?
Now, we're introduced to a new AI, currently known as the Weapon. It looks like she's supposed to be some sort of Cortana model. Also, when the Weapon mentioned that Cortana was deleted, to me, it seems like Chief got a little bit aggressive that Cortana could have been deleted. I guess this is trying to tell us that Chief still cares about the real Cortana, at least a little bit, even though she's gone rogue.
Of course not. Did you hit your head or something? Don't you remember? My instructions were to enter this installation, imitate Cortana, and lock her down for retrieval. Yours were to take her back to the Infinity for deletion. So if it wasn't you... Okay then. There's something else. On successful deployment, my deletion routine was supposed to complete. Still here.
Good.
Good.
Something stopped your deletion. We need to find out why.
But this wasn't the mission.
The missions changed. They always do.
Are you sure?
Alright, I guess this is telling us that the real Cortana is probably still out there, and is still a threat. So I guess Cortana wasn't actually deleted. I'm still curious to see how 343 will execute her role in the story. It also seems like we're going to be accompanied by this new Cortana model throughout some of the story, and I think that's great. We haven't been accompanied by Cortana since Halo 4, so I wonder how this new Cortana will be during gameplay. Overall, I'm really intrigued by this new Cortana. She seems like she doesn't know what exactly is happening, and is still relatively new to all of this. I wonder how this Cortana will be with Chief throughout the story. Also, I wonder how Chief will react to this Cortana, because we know in Halo 4 that he never wanted a new Cortana model, so he might be a bit reluctant with this model.
They'll pair you with another AI. Maybe even another Cortana model if Halsey lets them.
That's not going to happen.
It won't be me. You know that, right?
This is something completely off topic, but the music here was great. It definitely matched well with what's going on. And now we are heading to the multiplayer side of these trailers. I am really excited to talk about it, as there is a lot to unpack in these short 2 minutes. So let's get going.
A new day is upon us. A new generation built to fight. Together, we are unstoppable. Are you ready?
Alright, a lot to talk about in these first few seconds. In the very first scene, we get an in-game look at the new Mark 7 Spartan, and they are looking really incredible. We also see a little bit of the redesigned sidekick in multiplayer, and it's nice. Confirmation of sliding and so confirmation of sprinting is also shown, all in this one scene. Continuing on, we got a glimpse of the Bulldog shotgun in action, which is looking great. We also see how the shield effects on Spartans look too. Popping off the shields of Spartans is looking a little weird right now, because they brought up a lot, and I guess it's a bit cartoonish, but it's not a major complaint for me. Here is a look at the CQB helmet. It's looking pretty cool. I don't know what the names of the other armor pieces are called, so yeah. And we also see the Scorpion Punch armor coating on both the Spartan and the Commando. In this shot, we get a look at 4 vehicles: the Rocket Hog, the Wasp from Halo 5, the Banished Chopper, which is looking sick, and the Banished Ghost. Again, looking really nice. I like the Banished coloring on these vehicles. This person here is named Spartan Lorette. I guess she's supposed to be your trainer in Infinite Multiplayer. And yeah, let's keep going. In this scene, we see the Commando in action, and we also see a new piece of equipment that I believe is called the Threat Sensor. Any player in its radius is highlighted, even through walls. Obviously, it's not as bad as the Halo 4 Promethean vision because the Threat Sensor only scans a small area. Plus, it's not a Spartan ability you get from spawn, unlike Promethean vision. Holy crap, that trick shot was awesome. Shows you what you can do with the grapple shot. Also, when the player had that no scope with the sniper, Jeff Steitzer, the multiplayer announcer, said no scope. Now, in previous Halo games, if you had a no scope with a sniper, it was called a snapshot. So I'm curious as to why they changed it. Also, when the player hit the other guy in the back, he didn't do an assassination animation. Now, it could have just been a beatdown which doesn't do the animation, so I hope assassinations are still in the game. Here's a new weapon, not exactly sure what it's called, although it does look Forerunner, maybe even Promethean, but I don't really know. It also has different firing modes, one that fires horizontally and one that fires vertically. The shots can bounce off walls and one-shot a player. Wonder how powerful it's going to be in the sandbox. Also, seems like you can get a new medal if you hit a player with a shot that bounces off a wall. This medal is called a bank shot. I forget to mention that this map that they're playing on right now is the same map that we saw in the first Inside Infinite, all the way back in December, which is called Recharge. We finally get to see what more of the map looks like. Okay, hold up. We're now moving on to a new map. This one is called Live Fire. We saw a look at the gravity hammer, and I really like its animation. It feels like you could feel the impact of it at the end. And we saw another new gadget to use in multiplayer, and what it does is a little unique. What the gadget is called is the repulsor, and basically it's able to deflect most projectiles coming at you. In the trailer, the guy was able to deflect a fully charged plasma pistol shot right back at the other player. So I wonder how challenging it will be to deflect projectiles back at players. Can you do it with ease, or do you need to do it with a lot of precision? There, we saw the battle rifle in action, and it really does look cool. I like the beefy sound it has when it's shot. It really hits hard. From the looks of it, you can instantly shoot your weapon when you come out of sprint. I think that's a good thing, especially for players who weren't crazy about the delay to shoot your weapon in previous games. It looks like sprint got nerfed a lot because it seems much slower compared to other games that had sprint. In my opinion, I wish you could sprint just a tad bit faster, but hey, I guess they had to satisfy both fans who like and don't like sprint somehow. If you take a close look at the wall, you'll see that it says Avery J. Johnson, Academy of Military Science, which is a really good tribute to Sergeant Johnson, who unfortunately didn't make it out of Halo 3.
I have no choice but to respect this grenade. I can't just jump over this grenade and...
Double kill.
Hello, let's do some damage.
We're introduced to a thing called Personal AI, where you can have your own personal AI call out what's going on in the match in real time. For example, if you're playing Capture the Flag and someone has the flag, your AI will say, "Teammate has the flag," or something like that. I think that's a neat feature.
Skewer acquired.
Alright, grappling weapons to you looks pretty cool. It'll probably make for some real nice plays. Also, an in-game look at the skewer, which is a new banished weapon, and it seems powerful to everything, even vehicles. This map is completely new as well. It's called Behemoth. Here we go, it's confirmed. We can hijack air vehicles using a grapple shot. I know we knew this for a while now, but it's good that we're actually seeing this in-game. Performing an air jack with a grapple shot will earn you the grapple jack medal, which is pretty cool.
Claim the enemy flag. Return it to base.
Alright, here's a look at BTB 2.0, and it looks really fun and chaotic. Apparently BTB 2.0 would have 24 players instead of the usual 16 players, so now BTB will be 12v12. Like 343 said before, there is a big focus on vehicular combat in this BTB, and that focus was seen in the trailer. I'm pretty happy about that. This is also the first BTB map we see, called Fragmentation.
Ordnance drop inbound.
Now we get a look at something called Ordnance Drops, and don't worry if you think it's like Halo 4 Ordnance Drops where it's basically like Call of Duty Killstreaks. Infinite Ordnance Drops is not like that. Ordnance Drops in Halo Infinite is just a fancy way of putting vehicles onto the map via Pelican drop-offs. I think that'll make the matches feel a lot more immersive. Yo, here's a look at the Banished Banshee, and we get a better view of it this time. Now I can definitely say that this new Banshee is looking really freaking cool. I'm really liking the Banished coloring it has. I'm glad it's more crimson and steel instead of the violet color I thought it had before.
The flag is ours.
Here's something interesting. It seems like you can now sprint with the flag, which is something that you could never do before, even in Halo games that have sprint. I wonder how that's going to turn out. Will it be too overpowered to sprint with the flag, or will it still work out? Guess we have to find out when we play the game for ourselves. Looks like Flagnum is gone too. If you don't know what Flagnum is, it's where you have the Magnum to defend yourself while still carrying the flag. I don't really care if Flagnum is gone or not, but I know some people really like Flagnum, and some people really hate it. Also, I know this is something completely minor, but I like how the flag looks. It looks sort of digital in a way. You can see the symbol for the flag is a cobra, which is the same symbol used for Halo CE's flag.
Please call us at your earliest convenience.
Well, okay then, seems like we're getting into some oddball now, and man, it looks crazy. It seems like you can smash the walls with it, and make anyone next to it go flying. That's absolutely insane. The design of the oddball looks really freaking awesome. It might be one of my favorite designs of it. We can also see that there's a Master Tree spray in the wall. Does this mean that sprays are now in infinite multiplayer? Maybe, maybe not. It could have just been put there as part of the map, but I wouldn't really be surprised if sprays make it into the game. Once again, this is a new map we see. This is called Bazaar, and it's also located in Mombasa, which is pretty cool. This part shows off a strategy you can pull off with the drop wall and your teammates. Basically, you can deploy a drop wall next to an enemy that's attacking you, then if one of your teammates is close by and has some sort of explosive, they can fire it at the drop wall, killing the enemy without damaging you. This shows off a lot of creativity and how you wish to fight your enemy with the sandbox. Of course, you can't forget about grappling a fusion coil and yeeting them at your enemies. The ability to grapple fusion coils is really awesome, especially in multiplayer. I can't wait to see what crazy shots people will pull off with it.
Now, show me what you can do.
Wow, this is a completely new set of armor, and it looks real damn cool. I believe it's called the Yoooo armor, and it's supposed to be a samurai armor. If you go back a little, you can see a katana at the hip of the armor, which is a neat little addition, especially since people kept asking for the katana piece to return ever since Halo 3. The overall Yoooo armor looks like a real cool homage to the Hayabusa armor in Halo 3, which is supposed to be based off of ninja armor. More specifically, an armor in a video game called Ninja Gaiden. Moving away from this sick looking armor, it seems like you'll still be able to combat evolve a weapon to you. If you don't know what that means, basically it's where you throw a grenade near a weapon on the floor, and then that grenade launches that weapon right to you. It's a weird mechanic I guess, but it shows how Halo physics are. Another thing before we're finished, when that player was lunging with the energy sword, it looked like it had a different animation compared with other sword lunge animations in previous Halo games. Now, I don't know if they changed it specifically for this event to make it more cinematic, or if that's how the new sword lunge animation actually is in-game. If this is the actual animation, then I think it's quite unique compared to the other animations in previous Halo games. Sort of like how the animation for the gravity hammer is unique in Infinite compared to other Halo games. In general, I think this new armor was the main attraction for the segment. It looks real outstanding, and I can't wait to unlock it for myself. And this is something that has to do with the overall multiplayer reveal, but if you paid attention, you'll find out that there is no red or blue team anywhere to be seen. It is confirmed that red versus blue will not be returning in Halo Infinite. Red vs. Blue is basically a staple in Halo multiplayer because it's been there since the beginning. The reason why it's gone is because 343 wanted players to show off their Spartan and their colors and not be restricted by the red vs. blue system. So instead, red vs. blue will be replaced with colored outlines. Is this for the better or for worse? Who knows? We'll have to see about that once we play it for ourselves. Let me know what you guys think about this. Ending it off right there, holy crap, this was insane. The campaign trailer was really intriguing. It got me interested to figure out what was going to happen in the story. And the multiplayer trailer was absolutely incredible. To me, everything shown off really felt like Halo. It felt like this is what Halo is and what it should be. I think it's a smart move for 343 to go back to Halo's roots and just build off of it. I think that's what most people want for this franchise. You can also tell Infinite's graphical improvement made over the year. Sure, it may not be as mind-blowing as some other next-gen titles, but I don't think it has to be this game with insane looking graphics. It just has to be what people expect from a Halo game. Anyways, like I said before, these trailers were incredible, and I'm super hyped to be playing Halo Infinite. Let me know what you guys think about these trailers in the comments below. Also, if you guys are interested, 343 uploaded a multiplayer overview, giving a little bit more insight for Halo Infinite's multiplayer, so I'll leave that video in the description if you want to check it out. Before we head out, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more content from me, and I will see you later. Peace out.